Hey, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining today. Today is kind of a special show. It is a benefit show for Extra Life. Those of you in Twitch chat, !Extra Life to get the link, and then in YouTube, there's a link first thing in the description. So here's what we got. In fact, let me show you here. I've got some stuff here. These, I don't know, are these the ones that go with the event? Why does it go through me? No! Why can't I wear it properly? Oh, that looks dumb. There we go. Gosh. All right. So, I've got 6 of these Think Pink community cause cloaks, and so the point of today is to raise some awareness, some fun, some funds for Extra Life and the charities contained within it, and those charities are really a lot to do with people who. Probably mostly kids, but people, getting some entertainment while they're in the hospital. And one of the ways that happens is like donations by Xboxes and stuff like that. And they give them to kids in the hospital, whatnot. And I can't imagine sitting in a hospital room, being in a hospital bed for ever or however long, and really being that kind of mind-numbing environment, meaning that there's not very much to stimulate you there. And video games are such a great stimulation for the mind, especially when you're stuck in a hospital bed. And so I'm a big supporter of this, and I've done some other charity stuff in the past and everything. So anyway, here's my plan, and I don't know if this is going to work out or not, but here's my plan. My plan is that that if there's only 6 donations that come in on my donation page, and it's !Extra Life on Twitch chat, and there's a link in the description on YouTube, then I'm going to hand those 6 people these cloaks. And the only way to get them is from one of those today in the stream for this event. And so, anyway, that is my plan. If we have more, if we have more than 6 donations, then I will. Let's see here. If we have more than 6, then I'm going to take the top donators and give them to them. And so I'll figure out how to get that to you in game. I don't know yet. It might be where you just have to show up on the show and say, hey, I'm so-and-so. There might be a little bit of just trust involved with that. But anyway, that'll be a thank you. And I will meet you in game with my character to hand it to you. So that is the deal. Also, got Starlong, who will be joining us here somewhere an hour, 30 minutes to an hour and a half, somewhere along there. And so he's going to join us. He is what is his title in Shroud of the Avatar? Executive Director? I don't even know. I just know that Star is like the main man at the offices, and so Richard Garriott's creative, Star is implementation operations. He makes the shit happen. So him and Star and Richard are a great team. Justin, thank you for following. Welcome. So today we're just going to play a little bit, and I'm going to ask for some donations. So I think it would be great if you donated to the cause. Doesn't have to be very much. Could be just a couple of bucks. So then whenever Star shows up, we are going to talk with him a bit. And I am going to tell you about, I've selected John Hopkins Hospital. Johns Hopkins Hospital, Children's Hospital, and I'll tell you a little bit about my experience with them. So, I actually have 2 kids who are disabled. So, yeah. All right. Somebody's burned out skeleton of a house here with a vendor out front. Delicatessen, festering death. Wait. Why would somebody want to buy from a shop called Festering Death? Oh. Because they are poisons. And that's all they are. Wow. All right. And food. How do I know this food's not poisoned? Isn't that kind of a... Doesn't that make sense, asking that question? I don't know. Seems to make sense to me. Now, let's see here. Moving a couple of things here. All right, there we go. So, yeah. Okay, so Bear Surprise, 10 of them, 2,500. And Wolf Surprise. So this is actually what I've been eating a lot of. Bear Surprise and Wolf Surprise. Maybe I should have some Wolf Surprise. A little bit expensive, but I'm all out, so guess we'll do it. Just made a donation. Woohoo! Wonder if it shows up on there. Let's see. All right. So, all right, 25 bucks in. You must be, is that Jeff or Geoff? Yeah. All right. So, actually, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, Jezebel. Thank you so much. Woohoo! You know what? And I should just give out some gold when that happens, too. So, another, yeah. Let's just give out some gold. Let's give out 250 gold to everybody here as well for Jezebel making that donation to Extra Life. So thank you, thank you. Dorian Host, thank you for following. Welcome. All right. Good way to get things started, Jezebel. I appreciate it. So, that's great. Okay. Guards, don't worry about me. I'm not doing nothing. Yeah. Go down this way a little bit. Ooh, I like how this is done up with the fence and everything. And I think these outdoor, oh, the door is locked. Okay. These outdoor places, they're kind of, yeah, I like how they're set up. So it just kind of makes sense. It's very community oriented. It just feels right. Deco +9 gear. Sale and convenience items for you. Ooh, I like that pumpkin. Bagpipes, accordion, snow woman, street organ, venison stew. Clothing and food materials. Oh. Yeah, I don't see anything here that I really need, you know? Trader Joe. Is he going to sell me organic nuts and stuff? Bear steak and potatoes. Ring of Necromancy. It's rock maple wands. So I'm considering that I'm going to start building a whole bunch of wands and stuff. And my thought on that is that I am going to be making my own stuff. I'm not looking to get to really high levels, but what I am hoping to get to is a point of I think I'm going to put myself in PvP mode, and which means making some changes to my character setup and everything. So yeah, it's going to require some changes. Bumwares. I have no idea what bumwares are. Belt of Brutal Butcher. This belt covers blood of 1,000 dead animals. Plus 20 on field dressing.
Rock.
Minus 10 on meticulous collection. That's an interesting one. Hey, Chip. 22 months in a row as a sub. Getting close to that 2-year mark. There is 220 gold to everybody here in Chip's honor. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, also, for those of you watching on YouTube, watching this after the fact, I will tabulate the donations tomorrow morning for so that those of you that are watching this in video get a chance to get in as well. So, yeah, don't want you guys to be left out. Kabbalist hood. Okay, oh, he has Kabbalist boots, which apparently don't sell for very much. He only wants 14,000 for them. Dastardly Vile Sword, 179. I have that Vile Flail. Prezi for me? What is a Prezi? Those are some interesting items. Oh. Well, wait. How did I get the Think Pink ones? And extra life. Okay. Cool. So, let's see here. Looks like I've got a couple of different ones. Well, let me smile in chat. Yeah, they handed me some stuff to give out, and it looks like, all right, so here's what I'll do is this one I think might even be rarer. I'm not sure. Come on. There we go. That's a really nice blue. Yeah, maybe the top donator will get that one. So, looks like we have 7 of them to give away now. All right. think one of these is one of our guild places. I'm not even sure. I lose track. Man, I hate those noisy things. Large fountain. Iron lantern. Supply bundles. Looks like I can send thank yous to people who make donations. And so I'll be able to send you a thank you, and then you'll be able to give me like a passphrase or something in game, and I'll know it's you. All right. So that's what we're going to do. So looks like I have 6, 7 cloaks now. So top one will get this blue one, and then the other ones will get the pink. Ultra, I'm doing well. I am lost. I feel lost. More bumwares? Wait a second. Did I run the wrong way? Oh, getting all turned around. Yeah, maybe I did. Wow, look at this place. This is decorated to the hilt. Why is this pink? Bogman Club. Plus 25 versus undead. Oh. I wonder what those are, what's giving off the pink. Where do I want to go? Like today? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that we're going to go out and do an adventure whatnot. I think we're going to bum around a little bit. So, a little while, Darkstar will be showing up. So, yeah. Django Reinhardt. I can't wait until we can clothe our vendors differently. I think it'll be nice. Oh, another donation. Okay. Cool. Oh, yeah. Look at that. So, let's see here. Jason. $50. Woohoo! Oh, you're an Eve, too. Don't need anything in SotA. Maybe Eve Online. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Wait. Let me think about that. Eve is very fickle about money and items in game. So, I'll figure out something for you, buddy. All right. So, all right. Well, at the very, very least, $50, another 500 gold to everybody here in Twitch chat as a thank you for Jason. Let's see, is that Technocrat? Yeah.
Welcome to the Dragon.
So thank you very much. I put a, just a modest goal of $100, and we're almost all the way there. Woohoo! Wow. Yeah. So very nice. So what is Thurgy? Air attunement. So I'm going to start making all of my own stuff here, and I'm going to make several outfits, my whole fit here and stuff, and I'll be in PvP mode. I'm going to start going into PvP mode most of the time, and the reason I'll be making my own stuff is because I got to be able to replace it cheaply. So I think it's going to be, it's a good challenge. So, Player Snow, thank you for following. Welcome. But it's definitely a different way of thinking in game and everything. So, yeah. Okay, well let's start heading out of here. This cloak looks like it has your alignment glow. I think I have a very red glow. Oh. So, wow, that loaded so much quicker. You know, they talked about they've been making improvements on that. Yeah, that actually loaded quite quickly. Actually, digging that. So if I'm going to be making my own stuff, one of the things is that I'll need a lot of wood for wands. And I really love the wand that I have, because I have an amazing wand. Or actually not wand, but stave. But I won't want to carry that if I'm in PvP mode. Rebus, thinking about giving this game a try? Yeah, exclamation point SOTA. Get the game from us. You can use a coupon code there and save yourself a few bucks. So, okay, Elven Archer, Elven Mage. You guys going to attack me? Looks like it. So I was just thinking about, you know, if I come in here and it's got, there's some good wood in here. There's a good amount of wood. Oh, is he healing himself? What? Second there, Mr. Mage. Oh, he healed himself again. What? Come on. No, don't kill me. I'm not here to die. What? Come on. Oh, that hurt. Good thing I got an extra life. Maybe this area is a little bit harder than what I was thinking. I just wasn't paying attention too much. You know, I'm just kind of hanging out here, doing my thing. That mage kept healing himself. All right. Regained my dignity. Invisible pocket healer. Yeah, he kept healing himself, or somebody else was healing him. I don't know. One of the reasons I was thinking about this area is that we were here yesterday, and there are a lot of trees in here. Thought it might be good for, harvesting some trees or whatnot. But even though these are green to me, I seem to be, it's a little bit more difficult than what I anticipated. Although I am kind of, I would say that I'm a little bit glass cannon. So I see a tree up there. There's another one right here I can harvest. Oh, and there's one wolf right there. You can take on one, no problem, huh? Oh, something else up here. Wanting to hurt me as well. An elven mage. Okay, let's see what we can do here. See, he's healing himself. Now, am I being hit by anything else here? I don't think so. But I hear other fighting going on. Oh, they're playing games with me? That's happened before. So, there was they spawned a dragon at our guild house one time. It romped on everybody. It was great. Check pockets for bacon bits. Yeah. Maybe I just have it on my breath. I ate bacon this morning or something. If I'm careful in here, there's some good fighting. I don't know if my... Oh. Listen here, buddy. Where did this other thing? I was getting something. I hear more fighting going on. Let's go over toward this tree. See if I can harvest it. Uh-oh. And I have company. Uh-oh, this hurts. Keep interrupt. Oops, that was not the right thing to hit. Oh, now I got dogs on me too? This is not good. Come on, I need more healing. Yeah, I know I'm burning up the forest here. You know, I think that this area is just a little too rough for me, just on my own, at least in my current setup. Hello, Mellow Yellow. It's a little bit rough. Am I going down? And I think I'm going down in my XP pool too, and I don't have much stuff turned on, so that's kind of a concern. Boy, I have a hard time seeing things at night. Hey. Are they close by still here? Oh, yep, there they are. God, I can hardly see them. And she's up there fighting somebody else now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Give me some healing. I can't even see where he's at. I just see these fireballs coming. There he is. Boy, this is taking a lot of resources to keep up with him. Wow, he really healed himself up. I might run out of mana. Wow. I very nearly ran out of mana. Yeah, now I haven't eaten any extra food or anything like that. And I actually did not stop by, I did not stop by any devotionals. So those probably would help. This is, I think, a little too rough for me on my own. Yeah, if I want to go and get resources like wood and stuff, I should probably do it someplace else. those are definitely rough. What other places have we got around here? See, now this is Adventure 1. And so in this area here, if this has any trees in it, I can go and get more wood. And in this kind of area, I just spawn. So you don't want to use, when you're in such a low level area, you don't want to use spells that cost a lot, because you're not going to get a lot of XP back. And so you, like, I cast my elemental here, and then I may just cast the Ring of Fire around me, and that should actually take care of most of the things in here. So it's very dark. So here's the Ring of Fire. Does it give off a little bit of light too? Oh yeah, see, here's a whole bunch of spiders. Oh, they've webbed me. I think you go upside down in an area like this on XP. Venom sac. Oh, I was hoping to get some spider silk. I actually have never used any of the venom sacs. I have a ton of them, but I've never done anything with them. They're probably used for poison, I would assume. And I think the darks have gotten darker in here. It actually shows up a little bit better on my on the stream than it does for me local. Oh, Saphirish Ash. All right. Let's see here. It's hard for me to see very far. I mean, I lit him on fire. What happens now? Is he still going to come after me? He is. Yeah. So my fire spells last long enough now that, you know, I don't have to light that up all the time. So 3 minutes. Why don't I hear the sound? You know, the sounds have been messed up in this patch. There are some sounds that are just not working right. Ah, thank you for the host, Shroud of the Avatar. I guess it is that time. So, yeah, this is my hour to shine. Thank you for the host. And so we're also a business partner, and I just got an order in too. Yeah, the timing of it. So, okay, so for those of you who are joining, we are just now getting in here, and I'm actually in a level 1 area, and trying to manage getting some resources at the same time that I am not using a lot of XP at the same time. And so it's a little bit of a thing, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get some wood and some other resources and stuff, because I'm going to flip myself over into PvP mode. And I'm going to try playing, just living in PvP mode all the time, which is going to play a little hell on some of the stuff that we do with our groups and everything, because only people who are in PvP mode would be able to heal me. Otherwise, it puts them in PvP mode. And that may not be a very good thing, So it is, but it's something I'm going to try, because I was thinking about the other day, what is it that I really enjoyed about Ultima Online? And, how did that impact me? What was my fun in playing it and everything? And I think the biggest deal about that was that I enjoyed the risk. And that may sound kind of funny, because I'm not a very good PvPer. I'm not the greatest at that kind of stuff. So it's actually going to be hard for me to. Oh, let's see here. I messed up on something here. It's actually going to be hard for me here to do this, and because I'm not very good. And so a lot of the people who are PvP in here, they excel at it, and they put themselves in PvP mode because they are pretty good at it. And so, all right, let's see here. Let me just a second here. Finishing up this customer order. We're about to have all this automated. It's not quite automated yet. We wanted to prove things in here first, and we have. So, I keep making mistakes because I'm trying to do too many things at once. Sorry. Challenge is to have your head on a swivel at all times. Yeah, I would say that's probably true. So, and that's going to be part of it. I've made mistakes twice on this order already. I got to do this right. There we go. Okay. Good. Hello, Falcon's Lantern. Okay, so now like I said, I'm in a level 1 area, and I don't expect the resources here to be really good, but part of what I'm doing is I'm gathering wood so that I can be a better, so that I can take losses in PvP. Let me hook up Darkstar here. He's just arrived.
Hello.
Hey, Star. How's it going?
Hello.
Hello. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Excellent. Let me turn... Your mic is a little bit overdriven.
Okay, hold on a second.
Hey. So, All right, so we're going to have Darkstar joining us here for a little bit. And probably going to hang out and talk for a little bit. Good thing I'm in a low-level area now. He just has a louder voice. Yeah, Jezebel, but it's cracking on the mic. So...
User raw.
Is that better?
It's not bad. It's not bad. So, it's very doable.
That's switching to my webcam.
Oh. Yeah,
Now,
actually,
previous was my headset.
you know what? It sounds the same. And it's cracking while you talk.
Hold on, let me mess with settings real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Oh, and Demonstrix, thank you so much for resubbing 8 months in a row. There's 80 gold to everybody here in your honor. Thank you for that extended support. I appreciate it. Oh, more wolf spiders. Well, I thought maybe this rock was going to be something I could harvest, but I guess not. It's very dark out right now. That didn't help, did it?
Is that any better?
Yeah, actually it is. Yep.
Magical settings.
Well, yeah, it's still cracking just a little bit, but it's not as bad. So, all right. Okay, so how you doing?
Now?
It's crap. I'm sorry. It is cracking a lot.
Okay, well, I'm going to try one more thing. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, if we have to deal with that, we will. It's okay. But yeah, I think he's going to be hanging out on a few shows today. So, better that he gets it fixed now. This is a low level enough area that I can work it while we talk, and if I get distracted, I won't die. Or if I do, it's really, really bad on my part if I died in a level 1 area. So getting back to what I was talking about PvP mode and kind of why I'm collecting resources and everything, you know, that's one thing that I miss in the game here. And I was thinking about like Eve. Eve is brutal. This is not a brutal game here. And Eve is brutal, and Eve is very trollish and everything. But I like the risk. So if I can add more risk to this, I think that'll have more fun. And will I die and be frustrated more? Absolutely. But, you know, will I have more fun at the same time? I think so. I think so. And will it make the show more exciting? Probably. So, you know, because you'll get to see me cry more. Right. Like, you need to see that more, right?
Welcome to the Dragon.
Okay, is that any better?
Wow, yes, we have big improvement.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So it's not crap anymore. It's not the best mic in the world, but it no longer is cheese grater.
All right. Better than cheese grater is an improvement.
So, well, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that you wanted to come on and talk about things, but then again, I have seen some of the stuff you've done with charity stuff, and I think you're a very passionate person about charities.
I am a very passionate person about charities. That is correct.
Yeah, tell me how it is that you ended up going out to see Amber Rain.
Oh, well, that's an interesting story. So, Amber, she many of for viewers who don't know who Amber Rain is, Amber is a long-standing member of the community, and she has the Church of the Dark Star, and she gives sermons about about chaos. And my character Darkstar, of course, is chaos is my deal. And so she built, using our property system and the housing, she built a gathering place for players where they could come learn about chaos. And what's interesting is she really embraced it and really understood right from the beginning that chaos isn't evil. Where the really simple explanation that most people take for chaos is evil.
Right.
And chaos really isn't about evil. Chaos is just really not following the rules. And it's really about making your own choice in the world and being kind of unpredictable, and it's not being about evil necessarily. And anyway, so she formed this Church of the Dark Star and has these regular sermons on every Saturday morning. And wrote this whole backstory about my character, and really got into it. And she lives in outside of Vancouver, in this place called Abbotsford, and she's had and I don't think she minds me disclosing this. She's had a history of some health issues, and recently they kind of went south pretty badly. And we, as in the community, were really concerned that how badly it was going, and there had been a couple of times where we had community events that she had attempted to go to and was unable to for various reasons, mainly due to health, and we had always, and I know that she in particular, she had wanted to meet me because of my character and her connection to me, and for me, the reason I make these games is because of the social connections that players form in them. I mean, I when I give talks about why I do this, I talk about why I got into games in the first place and why I made Ultima Online, and it really, I have this kind of joke where I talk about, it was all about a rocket to the face. And it was playing Doom, and when I was in QA at Origin Systems way back in '92, Doom had just come out, and we were playing over lunch, and we were, it was the classic race for the rocket launcher.
Right.
Like, is who's going to get the rocket launcher first, and a guy had beat me by a split second to it, and of course was waiting for me to run around the corner, and I got the rocket in the face, and I had this epiphany of like, oh my God, playing with other players is so much more exciting. And
absolutely, because they don't follow patterns.
Right, exactly. There's chaos.
Yes,
right?
I get it.
It's the beauty of chaos, but it's also the water cooler stories afterwards of like, oh my God, you got me with the rocket to the face, like you beat me just by a split second, and it's those shared stories, and it's these tribal bonds that we share, and And in modern society, we've lost a lot of the sort of traditional tribal and social bonds that we used to share. We used to know our neighbors, right? We used to build these we used to go borrow sugar,
Right.
and we don't really have that anymore. But interestingly, games can provide that social network. And if you look at the history of games, like all the way to the very beginning, there was this game, and I know you asked me a question about Amber, and I'm going to get back to it, I swear. There's the ancient Egyptian game, Senet, which is the precursor of backgammon. That's the oldest recorded game we have. There's hieroglyphics about it, but it was a multiplayer game. It was a 2-player game. Games were social experiences. They were a structured way for people to interact with each other, and to me, the DNA of games is social. Right. And that's why I make games. And that's what really gets me energized and what makes me so passionate about it. And the fact that games can create those social bonds and games can do good. And so anyway, that's a long segue into, so Amber was not doing great. And it just so I really wanted to go see her because I was really worried that I might not have an opportunity ever to meet Amber, and I really loved everything she had done with the Church of the Dark Star, everything she had done with my character. She started Avatar's Radio, which for players new to the game, there's a little radio you can put in the game that streams web radio stations that not only do people use for music, but they use it for like sports casting of like the Gusball tournaments. Recently, for the Halloween decoration contest, someone used it for a guided tour of their Halloween their haunted house that they built. Which to me, like walking through that was like, oh my God, this is what building sandboxes is all about.
Right.
She started the first radio station, which inspired us to build the radio in the game, right? So this is a pivotal member of our community, and so I really wanted to go and see her. So it just so happened that I also was going to be speaking at PAX Dev, and so I talked with the other leads, and I said, hey, look, I'm going to go out a few days early, so PAX Dev is in Seattle. Vancouver is just, I can go out a few days early and take some extra time out of my trip and go see Amber. And because I really, it's important. She's an important member of our community. She's important to me personally. And the other leads agreed, like, of course we should do this. So it was great. She so there's this place called the Peace Arch, which is the border between the United States and Canada.
I've been there.
Which looks like the Moon Gate from the early Ultimas, because it's this big, big arch, but it's actually a big rectangle, like the early, because that's all the pixels that Richard had to draw. It's a big white rectangle. And so she wanted to meet there, and so we met there and we took pictures, and then we went out to dinner. And what's amazing too is she had been like bedridden up until just a few days before that, but she like rallied because she was like, I'm not going to be in bed when Darkstar gets here.
Right, absolutely.
And so and we had a wonderful time. So that's
yeah. Well, I just mentioned that because I think that is a testament to your compassion about people, and which is why we do things like charity drives and everything as well. So, yeah.
Well, thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, I mean, and like that's why we're here today. So we're doing this live streaming today, and that's why we have like our Make a Difference store. It's one of the founding principles of our company is that while we obviously want to run a business. And we want to make games when we can, and we have the opportunity. We want to make a difference. We want to be able to give back, and that's why we have this part of our store where we give anywhere between 10, 20, and 50% of our revenue to various charities, and that's why we support live streams like this. That's why we work with groups like Air Refund.
Yeah. In fact, Amber just resubbed on my channel. 14 months in a row. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that extended support. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't even know she was watching right now. So,
hey, so I'm gonna jump in the game, and I was gonna I crafted some gear, and so made by Darkstar. So I was gonna give that to you. So maybe if you want to like give some out for some prizes or something.
Yeah, I don't know how we're sure. I don't know what I'm doing this morning.
Even if you don't do it right now, just for grins.
Sure. Yes, absolutely. We can do that.
And just so I pop on camera.
All right. Yes, you can come out here and meet me in the graveyard.
Sounds good. All right, I'm logging in.
Okay.
So what have you been up to?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm always into all kinds of things, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to talk about myself. Let's talk. Okay, let's talk. Actually, I will talk about myself. So let me tell everybody here about. So in this charity stuff, I know that Johns Hopkins Hospital was in there and everything, and I have 2 kids who are disabled, and one of them has regular appointments at Johns Hopkins here in Florida, and they don't charge a single thing. They never ask for a copayment. I don't think they bill insurance at all. And they're just like, yes, we know who you are. We know you need these services. Show up, and we're going to do it for you. And that includes like regular doctor's visits. That includes surgeries and stuff like that. And so when we talk about charities and everything, kind of indirectly but directly, I'm definitely a benefactor of stuff like this. So because their hospital is, I don't know where all the money comes from, but they, give us regular service, and it's very much appreciated. So.
Well, that's fantastic. I mean, that's why we're doing this, right? I mean, that's what this is for. That's to help do things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I have a daughter who had epileptic seizures so bad that she had to have a spherectomy, which is she remove half of her brain, and that was all covered as well. So, and she's a great girl now, and doesn't have those epileptic seizures, and is a very normal kid actually. So. Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I mean, I know that's not an easy thing to share, so thanks for sharing.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, what you killing? Oh, that's your elemental.
Oh yeah. I just this is actually a level 1 area, and so I came in here because I decided I'm gonna go PvP. And I'm going to stay in PvP. And I'm not good at PvP, but the deal is that back in Ultima Online, which you mentioned about being social, I have to tell you that I have 3 really great friends that I met in my first few months of play in Ultima Online in 1997, and I am still good friends with them today. And
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It was revolutionary. And so I was thinking about what's the difference between Shroud of the Avatar and Ultima Online, and what is it missing? And the missing part was the chaos, was the trolling, was the evilness, was getting killed everywhere. And I know that players don't necessarily want that kind of experience, but I do. And so I decided that I got to bring back that UO feeling. And
so you're going to do it for yourself.
Yes. And so Right now the gear that I have on is all really good stuff and everything. And so I decided I have to go and make myself all my gear that I'll use while I'm in PvP mode because I know that I'm going to lose some of it. And like the stave that I have would cost like 100,000 gold to make or something like that. And I don't want to take that out. So I'm going to have to make all my own stuff. So I'm out collecting resources to do that.
Cool. Well, you're talking about, how you met those friends and you're still friends with them. Richard and I were at the 20th anniversary event for Ultima Online back in September. And one of the most amazing moments at that event for me was Richard and I met a couple that had met in the game, and their characters met, fell in love, got married in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Then they met in real life, got married, had children. Their children are now 20 years old.
Whoa!
And playing, and they now all play the game together as a family.
Yeah.
So it was just wow.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. All right. So here I've got some goodies for you.
Okay.
And you can do what you will with these, but I thought they would be fun stuff to just give away for promotional type stuff. So here you go. There's stuff that I made.
Oh, plus 11. Wow.
I know. I went a little nuts. Now, I went a little nuts. And so what players may not know is we don't have shortcuts to make stuff. So when we want to make things, we actually have to go. Now we don't have to go and collect the raw goods, but to actually craft the things. Oh, we're being attacked. To craft the stuff. Here, hold on. I'm gonna cancel the trade so we can kill the stuff. We actually have to go and make all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so all this stuff, and so I destroyed a lot of stuff to make these things.
Yeah. So you play the game a lot?
I try to play. At least every other day. It's hard to get time because as you might imagine, I have a lot to do.
Mm-hmm. No, I know you're like me. You have too many things going on, and you will never finish all of them.
Exactly.
I recognize myself in you. And that's the way it is. It's life. Wow, all this obsidian gear. So, to the question of what this game is, yes, it's Shroud of the Avatar. And we've got Darkstar with us. Star, what is your title at Portalarium?
I'm the executive producer.
Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of like top dog.
Yeah, they let me believe that I'm in charge.
Ah. Oh, your monkey died.
Oh no. Oh no.
You, sir, rock.
The mop, thank you so much. 22 months as a sub. 220 gold to everybody here in your honor. Thank you. So, all right. Okay, this is great. Thank you, Star. We will do some events that...
You're welcome.
We'll put that stuff to good use. So, in the community in here, What's your moonshot with stuff like that?
My moonshot. What do you mean, my moonshot?
Well, a moonshot is something that is so incredible. If it could be achieved, it would be well beyond expectations. And so you think of like these games and everything, and the community in them and everything. And if you could dream up something that would be your moonshot, bigger and better than any of the stories you've relayed so far, what would that be?
Well, I would love to go to the 20th anniversary of Shroud, right?
Yeah.
I mean that. To me, I think we don't necessarily. We're not in this to be, I mean, while we would love to get numbers like World of Warcraft, that would be awesome. And to be like super, that is not necessarily our goal. Our goal is to build something that's going to be super long lasting and have a real foundation of a sandbox where players can create amazing experiences for themselves and each other. So our quote moonshot is we really want to build a really, really strong foundation with this initial release that we can keep expanding on for years, that not only that we can expand on, but that the players can expand on. So that we want to build a set of tools for ourselves and the players, and that we can just keep, we think about this sort of ever expanding circles of tools and content that we can use and the players can use to do things like, there's the crafting, there's the economy, there's the social events. Like one of the things that we want to be able to do long term is, right now we're the kind of bottleneck for creating things like quests and mobs and things like that. So long term, we would love to put some of that in the hands of the players. So things we talk about that while we can't do for episode 1, but the tech isn't that far off. It's just a few iterations away of being able to do things like giving you guys the power of, like, say, like the spider eggs that you see when you're out like fighting spiders that pop open and the spiders come out, right? So maybe you can go and harvest those and use those in your dungeon or your basement to have like spider spawners that spawn spiders for a little while, or have like a crypt that as a necromancer you can and an alchemist can work together to make a crypt that spawns skeletons for a little bit, and then you can use that to basically build your own little dungeon. And use like the chest permission system. We could expand the chest permission system to do things like basically build a little like loot chest, and then take things like our little NPCs that you can use that right now that are really limited, that they just kind of like they're kind of robots and statues, but maybe expand those to do things like allow you to do some basic convo and scripting to them, to add a little bits of convo to them, and then just like right now we already have customizable books, right? So you can imagine expanding that kind of being able to match that text up to a NPC, right? So just like you can customize text for a book, why couldn't you customize the text for the character? And then if you plug all those pieces together, you basically could write little quests for your little dungeon that you've got.
Right. So basically, you're talking about players building interactivity for other players.
Exactly. That's kind of the moonshot of where we'd like to get eventually. I mean, players are already building content for each other, right? I mean, that's what we see with like the PvP tournaments and the Gusball leagues and the plays that they put on each other. But right now, most of the content that they're building is social in nature. I mean, the PvP tournament is combat related, but it's not necessarily adventuring. But we'd like to get it more towards that eventually.
You've got the hiccups there on your character.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, one of the things that that would be pretty cool is if players could build their own adventure, or build a dungeon and be able to host other players going in, and other players are getting loot and stuff, and maybe the loot is provided by when a player dies, that the monsters take something, add it to their chest, and somebody else successfully comes along and kills them and is able to loot that or something, So
yeah, again, think about the tools the pieces and parts that we already have, and how they could all fit together to make something. Our property system and our housing declaration system is already super sophisticated, right? And so, imagine just expanding the functionality of how our basements work, and imagine that you just add a dungeon underneath your basement,
right?
So it's not that far off. It's just so it's stuff that we definitely want to do post as soon as we get episode 1 out the door. That's the kind of stuff we want to start working on for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that would be. I think that those tools to the players would create content that was never dreamed of.
Yeah, exactly, and also just open it up to a whole lot again. And players are already creating content too, and so just giving them more tools to do that, it would just, I think, and there's that's what the sandbox is supposed to be about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think my hot tamale over there is getting murdered. All of a sudden, all these skeletons showed up.
Here, I'll help.
Yeah, it's like they all spawned at the same time.
Welcome to the Dragon.
So, how can folks help with the Children's Miracle Network who are watching today?
Yes, well, !extra life in Twitch chat is the link in the description in YouTube, and that goes to the Extra Life site. And currently, we've had 2 donations before you got here. Raised $75, and so I will be. I have some stuff here, like this cloak here is for this event, and I'll be giving top donator this cloak, and then I also have some other cloaks here, which are Think Pink cloaks, and they gave me these to give away today, and so I got 7 items. If there's 7 donations, everybody's going to get something. And it's nice because actually in the Extra Life site, I'm able to send a thank you, which means that I can send them some sort of secret passphrase they can tell me in game, so that I'll know it's them and I will hand them their stuff. So
cool.
Yeah.
Actually, thank you. That's a great segue, because I can talk about that cloak you're wearing.
Okay.
So we actually created that cloak because one of the things we have seen over the years, I was telling that story about, and you were talking about, these friends you met in UO that you're still friends with in real life, the big blue, or the joke we talked about, the big blue room. and we've noticed over the years how, you know, people meet in these virtual worlds and then form real world friendships, and then, you know, schedule times to meet in the real world, either, you know, at conventions or just, you know, outside of conventions, just in real life. Like, let's go meet up and hang out and have pizza, or, you know, have some beers or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And we felt like, you know, we should come up with some way to recognize those social connections that people are forming outside of the game, and formalize that in a way. And so that was the birth of that cloak that you're wearing. We call it the clasped gauntlets community cloak, and the two gauntlets, you know, clasped together are meant to signify friendship.
Mhm.
And so the way the cloak works is, anytime anybody organizes a real world event, whether it's for a charitable cause like this, or whether it's a meetup of friends, or like a convention, like, hey, a bunch of us are going to Dragon Con together, or we're going to have a player meetup, or we're going to have a LAN party, or whatever it is, you can send a request to us. And say, hey, we're going to have this event, or we're going to get together, or we're supporting this cause, and then we'll make a custom version of the cloak. We'll customize, depending on the size of the event. If it's a small event, it'll be the default colors, which are black and silver, and then we'll just customize the name of it. But if it's a larger event, or like this one, we'll also customize the colors of it. And so that's what this cloak is. And we've done a bunch of these now. And at this point, we're doing at least one every month, if not more.
Mhm.
And so, but yeah, it's been. Go ahead.
At what point will you do community beards?
That's that's a good question.
Yeah,
I'll put that in the backlog.
Right. Yeah, at the very back of the log.
Yeah, at the very back.
Yep. So, I was thrilled to see when, you know, I first got into the game, and that I could put a beard on my character. So, yeah.
Although you can't see your beard because you're wearing your custom. Oh, there, now you can. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I have braided my beard before, but it's actually uncomfortable to braid it. So
yeah, because it kind of pulls, doesn't it?
It does. And so you move, you know, you look to the side or whatnot, and you end up it pulling on one side. So then you have to leave it real loose. You can't do a nice tight weave with it. So, yeah.
But most of the time when you're playing the game, you're wearing your cool custom mask, right?
Right. Which we tend to give out one of those about every show. So, yeah.
Oh yeah. So what is that custom mask that you're wearing, Markee?
Yeah. So it's our Markee Dragon mask. It is a mask that you can buy in the store, but it's the colors of the Markee Dragon logo, and they go for about 150,000 gold in game.
What?
Yeah. So some people sell them. I don't care what people do with them. They can do with them whatever they want, but they can only win them on the show. I actually do not have one up for grabs today because I want people to just pay attention to the charity stuff. But
Right.
yeah, so I tend to give one of those away each time. So yeah, and of course, you know, you guys help set that up and everything.
Yeah. So just to support Markee, because Markee helps promote our game, and does a lot of helps other players who are working through trying to move some of their goods, because one of the decisions we made early on with our game, which for some people was slightly controversial, but which was there's always going to be a secondary market for games like this, and you have a choice, which is you can stick your head in the sand and pretend it's not happening, and fight it really hard, and you will never ever win. Or you
Right.
can, or you can acknowledge that it's happening and make sure that you are doing it in the open, which is what we chose. Our decision was, let's acknowledge that it's going to be there, and just ask that everybody does it in the open, and that's what we've done. So we have a secondary market. We have a place in our forums where it happens. We have trusted traders like Markee, who we support, and it seems to be working out for us very well, actually.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And so we filmed the documentary Play Money, and that the filming went on for about 8 years. And we just finished filming, and Richard, they went out to Richard's house and filmed with him. And I've seen the film. I've seen the completed film now, which it hasn't released yet. It will next year. And Richard talks about this a little bit, and it's kind of interesting because the part of the storyline of the documentary is these virtual worlds, and holy cow, this shit has value because people are willing to pay money for it. And how that became a thing of, oh my God, and then oh my God, people are doing this and people hate it. Oh my God, let's punish them. And but then how it's come around full circle again. And you may not know this, but so Shroud of the Avatar and Crowfall, both were doing Trusted Trader for both of them. And Gordon came to us, and Gordon said, hey, we're building Crowfall here, and we want to basically allow players to sell stuff that's expired, and we want to kind of facilitate this stuff between people. And he asked us to get back into doing RMT, basically real money trade. And this was like 5 years after we gave it up. We very publicly gave it up because it was just getting into too much gray areas and everything. And when we did that, a whole bunch of game publishers then came to us and said, oh, hey, we want to do business with you now that you're supporting this all in legit terms, let's say. And so Gordon, he basically told me he wanted me to do this, and so I wrote him back like 3-page email telling him how nuts he was. And because I didn't think that in this marketplace in these days that it would be well received by players. And his response was, when do you want to start? Which is typical Gordon. He already knew what he wanted in his path, and he wasn't going to let anything deter him from that. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's do it then. And so I, we have a couple more donations in. Okay, we will finish this we'll finish this story here in just a moment. We have T Branch, $25, and then Dracote, also $25. And so thank you guys for the donations. That puts us up to 125 now. And in honor of T Branch and $25, there's 250 gold to everybody in Twitch chat. And then Dracote, in honor of his $25, there's another 250 gold to everybody in Twitch chat. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, then I'm like, okay. So I talked to Richard about this stuff many years ago. I sat down and had drinks with Richard in like 2011. And talking about what turned out to be the game here, and told him that I wanted to be involved with the game somehow, not sure how that was going to be and everything. And so then I came to you guys, and I'm like, okay, Crowfall's Trusted Trader, let's talk about this. And I was very surprised because you guys said, okay, whatever you got designed going on, just do it. If it turns out to be a problem, then we'll fix it. And that turned into basically the finish of this film, of this documentary film, because the film got stalled after, in 2010, we said that we were exiting these markets and not going to do it anymore. And so there was no conflict there. But yet we weren't doing these kind of transactions for anyone. And and Shroud of the Avatar is a year ahead in development over Crowfall. And so it allowed us to get started with the Trusted Trader stuff here. So you guys are the reason the documentary got finished.
Excellent.
Yeah. So just because ended up with the opportunity in here. And so far it's going pretty good.
Well, yeah, it's going great for us too. And I also want to thank the folks who just donated, and also for those of you watching, in addition to donating directly, we have all the hospital-themed items that we added last release in our Make a Difference store. So in addition to direct donations, you can also purchase those hospital-themed items, and proceeds from those also go to the Miracle Network and Doctors Without Borders. So there's a bunch of cool things. There's like a hospital bed and a doctor's outfit and a nurse's outfit and IV stand. So if you want to role play all your doctor hospital stuff.
Mm-hmm. Walk up to the girls in the game. Do you want to play doctor?
Yeah. No. In fact, actually, one of the winners of our costume contest did this. They had this great setup where they did like this sort of zombie doctor experiment thing using some of those costumes. It was awesome.
So we have another donation from Ard Rinseth Dragon, another $10. So thank you. That puts us up to 135 for the show, and another 100 gold to everybody here in Twitch chat. We play metagame here in Twitch chat here, Star. And,
oh yeah, what's that?
Well, so I give everybody gold, and then they go on these dungeon raids, and the more people that get in, the deeper they go in the dungeon, the more dangerous it is, and the more likely you're going to lose your life. But if you win, you may come out with extra gold riches. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So and then there's some shadier stuff that goes on too, but we won't talk about that.
Okay. Hush.
The locals know what it is. I'm a little bit brutal on some of my shows, so
I would expect nothing less.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. Well, so do you know who's coming up next? How many people are you visiting today?
I'm doing 4 streams today, so I'm not on the next one. So I actually don't remember who's up next.
I think it's Elena Strongbow.
That sounds right.
My memory serves me correctly. And Elena, a member of our guild, and Elena is a guy. There's this gender identity problem going on there. And because it always feels weird calling Elena a guy. But anyway, Elena also, I think, SotAtutorials.com. So doing all those video guides and everything.
Oh, yeah, those are great. Yeah, so if you're new to the game and you haven't checked those out, those are really, really helpful.
Yeah. So, and that's been really good. So I find that I don't have time to make content like that, even though I really want to. But never enough time. So anyway, okay. Well, we're coming up to the end here. So for those of you who are watching on YouTube, like after the fact, tomorrow morning I'm going to go through all the donations, and then I will contact you through the thank you that I can send in the Extra Life thing. So if you're watching this after the fact and you want to donate, please do. I put a goal of only $100, and we've reached that. We're at 135, so thank you, everybody. And then I'm going to meet you in game and hand you these cloaks. So that'll be fun, and we'll do that. We'll do that live on the shows. So that'll be good, and you can go out and adventure with us too. So any final words here, Darkstar?
I just want to thank everyone for supporting the cause, and like we were talking about earlier, that one of the founding principles of our company was that we really want to help make a difference when we could, and so it really means a lot to us that the community supports that, and we just really love our community. We really have an amazing time working with you guys. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. That is one thing that I will say, that when I describe Shroud of the Avatar, I call it community, crafting, and something else, which all of a sudden I drew a blank. But it is, there's so many, creativity. Community, crafting, and creativity, because of the huge amount of social tools or thought that's been put into the game about the social environment and everything. So anyway, I applaud you guys for that. You've done a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, great stream. And I'll be on a few streams later today. Doing Amber Rain stream, and I'm doing NBNN, and I'm also going to be doing Core stream later on. So 3 other streams today.
Excellent.
All right.
So, and so thank you, Darkstar, very much, and I'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Okay. So, so this is kind of last call for the live portion of the show to get a donation in. And then I also, I will be hosting the Shroud of the... well, can I do that? See, I can't host the Shroud of the Avatar channel and then see its host. So I'm just going to have to tell you all to go to the Shroud of the Avatar Twitch channel, and they are hosting each one of the broadcasters and everything. So... anyway, and coming up next is Elena Strongbow, who's also known as Macklenos, who just won one of the things I saw on the telethon for, I think, outfits or something like that. And so anyway, it is that's how you see that, and I assume there'll be some other devs appearing on some of the other shows and stuff like that. I'm not sure. But definitely you can get to see all of these different streamers and YouTubers and stuff that are supporting this. So, okay. So I'm doing one final look here. Yeah, we're still at $135, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. And now I'm going to head back, and we'll wait until they cut over to the next, to Macklenos. Or Elena. And so, oh yes, one more guy to kill here. Yeah, thank you, Shroud of the Avatar. I appreciate the kudos. So let's see here. We're gonna go back and drop off loot now. Yeah. You don't want to try and recall while there's bad guys around. If they hit you, it can stop it, and then you use the scroll. So, okay, get out of combat. Come on, try again. There we go. All right. So I know I'm leaving a little bit of loot behind, but that's how it goes. Oh, and we got another donation in. Michael Schaefer, $15. Woohoo! All right. So there is another 150 gold to everybody here in Michael's honor. So thank you. And okay. So and you do want to check out Elena's show. I don't know. He has style. He's won a few of the costume contests and everything. The creative eye, for sure. So here's our guild hall. And our giant guild room. We got to get together with everybody in here. So, yeah. All right. So they're hosting Elena now. And I will throw a host over to there. And as I go off the air. So just got to spell it right. Okay, so that's all set. So thank you, everybody, for being here. And it's been a pleasure. It's my pleasure to have helped raise some funds. Thank you to all of you who donated. And so now, yeah, we're going to end the show here and go forth and bomb Elena Strongbow with dragons and have a good time. Hang out with him, and thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Oh, and show tomorrow. I just put it on the schedule, so hope to see you then.